Hello everyone, this is a Canter Crafter and I'm going to be showing you how to make these box envelopes. To start off with, you will need a pillbox. You can do these any sizes, it's just these give you something nice to put things in, to put in the mail, so it has a bit of protection. You can fit some handmade beads in there or something. So first of all, we're going to cut off these small flaps. There's 4 of these on the top and bottom, and we want to cut off all of them. Make sure you don't take off the big flaps because we need those. Okay, and then we're going to cover it with any paper you like. I'm going to show you how I like to cover it a quick way, so I don't have to do all the sides or do the box. So I'm going to wrap this around it, and I want to start with the front of my box so this little ripped part folds nicely over and makes a little pattern on the front. Like on here, I don't know if you could see that. Actually, what might be good is to ink that up first. I normally don't. Haven't done that yet. And then I want to, the piece with the flap at the top, that's the back, because you want that to fold over to do up your box. And I want this to be on the front, so I'm going to fold it like this way around and put it on this side of the book. So I'm going to glue. So I fold it that way around. I'm going to glue everything that's showing on this side, and then I'm going to turn it over and line it up with the edge of the book and make sure that you have enough to cover this flap afterwards. So I'm going to line it up there. If you're using a big box, obviously the book page might not be big enough, you may need to use a couple of pages. And then once I've got that pushed down, I'm going to glue every side shown on this side. You only want to glue the outside of the boxes, you don't want to glue the inner sides. And then I'm going to flip this over like this and push it down. And then this one is a bit bigger than the other ones, so that's going to be in a different place, but it doesn't matter. It's a bit smaller, I mean. Box. So I'm going to glue this now, and then glue that down. You don't need to do that part, but it just makes an extra bit of detail on the box if you want to keep your ripped edge. And then you just want to cut off the excess, so I just fold it like this and then just cut down the edges. And you could either fold these bits in if you want it to be tidier, but I just cut them off so it makes the box a bit less bulky if I want to send it in the post. Remember not to cut off the actual box flap. you're just cutting off the extra paper. On the other side, that's smaller. And I cut off some of that. Okay. Doesn't matter. You're not actually supposed to cut off some of that flap, that was an accident, but that's the bottom, so that's not going to matter too much. So, take that up. So, now you have your box covered. That was nice and fast and easy then, like that. And now I'm going to go on to one that was already done because the glue's nice and dry, so when I fold it, it's gonna be crisp when I fold it and not like really saggy. And now I want to ink up the edges, and I want to do this now before I put the folds in, which I kept forgetting to do on mine. So I'm gonna make sure there's quite a bit on the sides. You could just use any brown. This is just a really cheap ink pad from Amazon. And then I'm going to ink up the edges. Again, you don't need to do this part if you don't want, if you want a different design. And then we're going to do the folding. So what we want to do is push these smaller sides in. It don't matter which way, this will be the front because the writing's up the right way and then that flaps on the back. But you just want to push both sides in, and I just do it like this. It's a little bit fiddly to just get it to line up. You just want to try and get it to line up. This one is a little bit hard to fold because I've glued the flap inside to make it tidier, and it makes it a little bit thicker and a little bit harder to fold then. So you do that on both sides. Now what I think would look quite good at this point is if I bend this outwards and put a bit of ink on that. So let's see what that looks like, because that's going to be the crease. And then the other side. And then fold them inside again, and it's quite nice. Okay, so the box is this way. You want to get these flaps and you want to just bend them, make them flexible. This is so it's easier to adjust your box. And you want to take the box, you want to take the flaps in a little bit. So that's different. So this is the bottom one. So I definitely want a bit of cut off of these, and I just want a sliver cut off of both sides. And then you need to fold this around and push it into here. So it needs to be in between this fold and this front piece on both sides to be held into place. And then you can pull this out to make the box thicker, or you can flatten it more. Like you can pull that out and adjust it. And then the top one, if you're going to be putting it on the front like me and using this to over the top, you don't need to cut it unless you want to. But if you want to slide this inside instead and have it the same as the bottom, then you'll need to remember to cut a sliver the same from the top pieces as well. So next I'm going to do this bit here to attach the tie. What I'm going to do for this is I've got a little piece of fabric and I've got a piece of this string. This is just the nylon type string, the stuff that's hard to knot because it comes undone. And what I'm going to do is just fold this in half, like that, and just hold it in place like this. It's a little bit tricky. We want the staple to be over both pieces. So like that. And I always like to, actually I'll do this bit first, and what then I do is pull this bit a little bit, and then, because this would just pull out of there obviously, so then I just put these two bits through that hole, and then pull it, and then that makes the little knot around the staple, which will stop it getting pulled out. And then I'm going to turn it over and just push that a bit more flat, because I don't like staples there. It's really loose. It's really annoying when they're loose and then they cut you. So that's the flap part. And then the button, and I've got my button ready, and all I did for this is to take one of the little flaps off the side of the box. This one I got here is a bit small, but I took another one and I just cut it into a square. I just cut it into a square and cut off the edges, and then I just sewed the button on. And what I like to do when I'm sewing on my buttons for things like this is I like to, it's a little bit awkward, I pre-make the holes in the card before I start, and I like to hold the scissors there while I'm sewing the button on to give me a little bit of room for my thread. And then I'm just going to glue this on. And yes, I'm going to use a Pritt stick. I don't normally use Pritt sticks very much, but I have been lately, and it's actually worked really well, much stronger than I thought. So I'm going to just put go on there, and then I made a mark where I want that to be. Let's see if I can get there. And you just put that in the middle of there. So that's that part done. And then I'm going to show you how to make the little decoration. You can decorate it however you want. That's the box made now. But I'm going to show you how to do this decoration, which is really easy to do. It's just layered any bits of paper and things you want to layer. So first, I got a square of brown paper from a paper bag. It doesn't have to be exactly square, and because I wanted this picture kind of in the middle, because the box is quite small also, and I wanted some showing, and otherwise it wouldn't have all fitted on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this to one side so there's enough room, and so my picture ends up more towards the middle. So I just stick that there off to one side. I haven't been exact with any of these things, they're just the way they are. Then I want another bit of paper that's white, and I've made it so the edges will overlap a little bit to give it some more interest. This white paper is just the edges of the book pages that I had left over from covering the boxes. As I said, you could just use any paper if you want to use patterned paper for that. And then I want to put this string on, so I have it overlapping some of the pieces like this, which gives it more interest. So I just got a normal piece of cotton. This is just embroidery cotton, you can use anything you like. And then glue. And then I just wrapped it around. You want to think about how wide you want your box when you do this. It'll still be able to move a bit, but obviously if you wound it up really tight, it won't be able to get bigger then. So I'm just going to wrap mine around. And I don't want mine really thick. And so what I want the ends overlapping like this. And then I get another piece of paper to put onto the top. And I just want this one to the left a little bit of the others, like that, so you can just see the papers. Then I want these made smaller so you could see the end bits of cotton poking out, that's why I wanted them overlapping. And then I'm ready to do my little picture. You could put anything you want on here. You can use postage stamps, stamped images, bits cut out of magazines, anything you like. And I'm just trying to find my pencil. Okay. And so this is a really simple, easy design that I do, and it's just a flick of the pencil, and then for the tops I just do this really squiggly pattern that I like to do. I've drawn these many times before. And then I got a purple gel pen. This one is metallic. You can use anything you like. And then I did the same thing over the top. I like the way it looks with the pencil and the pen. It just gives it a bit of a deeper look or something, more textured. That one isn't really great, but and then I also put a design on the back, and that one's just some little leaves. So and there you go. That's it, finished. And then you just, if this, once this is dry enough, you could just wrap that around there. And your box stays done up. Hopefully. I think I've made the button a little bit too far away. And that's the box. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Bye.